friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. I am out next to my GreenStalk today and I'm getting it ready to plant some lettuce seeds in there. And I wanted to bring y'all along and show you how to refresh your GreenStalk soil, and this goes for any other type of potting or soil, container, grow bags, anything like that. We do have a video from last year on how you can refresh your potting soil for something like those big containers. And it's very similar, but I wanted to talk specifically about what I'm doing differently this year in my GreenStalk garden because I have learned a lot of things over the winter. I like to take the winter break from the garden, pick a few topics that I don't know a whole lot about, and really dig into the research so that I can implement some improvements the following spring. And I did that this past year, and one of the things that I am vastly improving is how I refresh or amend the soil for my GreenStalk, and I wanted to bring y'all along and show you that. So I am actually moving my GreenStalk this year, and that is because I have, well, let me just show you. If you would like help planting a productive garden, scroll down to the description box of this video and click this link for a free garden printable. We calculated quantities for a year's supply of the most common garden vegetables and organized them into a neat chart to help you plan. We'll send it straight to your inbox. If you're new here, we invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming tutorials on gardening and food preservation, food storage, and more. Here's the base of my GreenStalk where it currently is. You can see the weeds have just taken over that bottom row, and I had then a major issue last year of my ankles getting eat up with ants last year when I would be tending to the GreenStalk. So I am remedying that this year by moving it to an area that has some weed barrier down. If you're not going to be putting your GreenStalk on like a deck or something like that, I do highly recommend putting down some sort of weed barrier on the ground first. Of course, you have a lot of options there. I'm just using some leftover weed fabric that I have this year and then putting it on a solid level pallet. That's another issue that I had this year. I don't know that, or last year, you can't really tell from this angle, but from this other angle, it can tell it is not perfectly level. And so I had some watering issues as far as the water tilting to one side. So it's worth it to take the time, lay down some sort of weed barrier, set yourself up for success, make sure that your foundation is level before building your GreenStalk. But I need to take apart the tower and lay it all out, and even if I wasn't moving it this year, I would still be needing to take off the tiers because that is going to help us be able to mix in our amendments really well. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we have all of our tiers laid out here, and now it's time to amend or refresh the soil. There are almost an endless amount of ways that you can do this. You don't necessarily need anything super fancy. You don't need to spend a lot of money. That said, I have found some things that work a little better than others. Basically, when you are refreshing your GreenStalk mix or container mix, potting mix, you basically want to add organic matter. The next thing you want to add is the type of fertilizer that is specific to what you are growing. Now, I am going to be growing mostly greens and herbs like salad greens, and then all of my, I want to try some medicinal herbs in the GreenStalk this year. And for both of those things, I need mostly nitrogen. Now, every plant needs all three of the big three, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK. But for these greens and for these herbs, I mostly need nitrogen. So I'm going to be focusing on nitrogen. The third thing, which is something that I haven't done until this year, and this is what I was referring to about learning things over the winter, and I'm sure many of you know all about it, know a lot more than I do. I am new to it this year, but it is mycorrhizal fungi. I have been learning. I took the winter and I kind of made that my focus because I knew it was something really beneficial that soil needs. but I didn't understand really what it was, how it worked, how do I use it in my garden. So I dedicated this winter season to learning all about that, and I am going all in this year. I have purchased a large bag of mycorrhizal fungi that I'm going to be using throughout my in-ground garden. But I also wanted to use it in my GreenStalk this year. And here's why I think it's particularly important to really latch on to that mycorrhizal fungi aspect of amending and freshening our garden beds. And that's because that fungi allows roots to uptake nutrients from the soil. That's basically, what it does. It's like a symbiotic relationship, and the results of that relationship is that the roots can take up nutrients from the soil. When we are not growing in ground, we are limiting the amount of nutrients available to our plants. That's just how it is. It's just one of the things that we have to know and accommodate for when we grow in containers, because the only nutrients available is the nutrients that we put into the containers. It can't get anything else. So when we are gardening in a container like a GreenStalk, I think we need to be extra attentive to setting up our plants to get as much nutrients as possible. And that, to me, now that I know what I've studied over the past winter, I need mycorrhizal fungi in this GreenStalk. Now, I mentioned that I purchased a very large bag of it for my in-ground bed, and I did. But that's still not going to go very far because I have a very large, hi bee! Oh, that's the first bee I've seen, yay! Sorry, I love bumblebees. It's the first one I've seen this spring. Welcome to my garden, yay! Okay, where was I before I got distracted by the adorable bumblebee? Oh yes, the mycorrhizal fungi that I purchased for my in-ground bed is not going to go very far because I have a very large in-ground beds and rows and all that. So when I was looking for what am I going to use this year, I have used worm castings, I've used cotton compost, I've used kitchen compost, I've used cow manure, I've used chicken manure. There are just so many things that you can add to your soil to make it great and amend it and freshen it. This year I really wanted to focus on the specific fertilizing needs of salad greens and herbs, the organic matter, and mycorrhizal fungi. So when I went to the store to look for something that I wanted to use for the GreenStalk, I was looking specifically for something that had all three of those elements, and this is what I decided on. It is Dr. Earth's bat guano. This is not the only way to do this. This is just what I found at my local store when I was looking specifically for those three elements, and this bag of bat guano has all three of those elements in it. Its NPK ratio is 7:3:1, and like I said, I need to focus on nitrogen because that's what greens and herbs need. So that bigger number, that first number, needs to be the biggest, and it is 7:3:1. So it takes care of that. It takes care of the organic matter because it's bat poop. That's what guano is. I guess they don't want to put poop on the package, but bat guano, that's what it is. So that takes care of our organic matter, and then it is also inoculated with the mycorrhizal fungi. So in this one package, I have all three of those elements that I really think are going to be beneficial for my GreenStalk this year. So that's what I'm using for all of these tiers. The instructions say to use 1/4 cup per 10 square feet. Of course, I have less than 10 square feet, so I am using a quarter-size cup, but I'm going to just use a little bit light. I'm not going to go all the way full, and I'm going to mix it into each of these things. I have my claw, a little cultivator here. That's what I'm going to use to just kind of mix it into the soil. And all we need to do is just scoop it out, put it in, mix it around, and we're good to go. So I'm just going to get started on that. It looks a lot like blood meal. Blood meal is another fantastic amendment for your soil. Blood meal is going to be mostly nitrogen. So it's really good for your nitrogen loving crops like your tomatoes, your peppers, your cabbages, things like that. So I'm just taking my little cultivator here and I'm just mixing it around really well. We only need 1/4 cup, a little bit less than 1/4 cup for this amount of soil. I really could afford to top off this soil. I don't have any at the moment, and knowing that I'm just putting some salad greens in here and that root system can spread all throughout these tiers, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, that one is done. I'm going to go ahead and put them on the GreenStalk as I amend because I don't want to get confused about which ones I've done and which ones I haven't done. I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. Take off my little water tier here. Do a light scoop of this bat guano. Sprinkle it around pretty evenly. Of course, if you haven't cleaned out your GreenStalk or your grow beds, containers, you'll want to clean those out of any leftover plants from last year or any weeds. Get those out of there. Rocks, chunk of cardboard. Get those out when you're doing this process. Just go ahead and get them cleaned up and ready for planting. And I'm just going to do that for all of these tiers and get them set up. And just like that, we are done. No matter what sort of amendments you are going to be using, you would use the same method of just using some kind of hand tool and scraping it into that top 1 to 2 layer of inches, 1 to 2 inches of soil, no matter what you're going to be using. I did, as I was working through these tiers, I just kept noticing how low that soil level was. And I do think I'm going to make the hard decision to not plant today and just wait until I can at least top it off with just a little bit more soil. I'm not going to take these tiers apart again and rebuild them. What I'm going to do is just when I go to plant, I'm going to have just a little cup and scoop the soil, put the soil, right there in each of those pockets before I put a seed in, because the soil level is pretty low. It's amazing when we are filling containers, it's like we put the soil in and we don't take any out, so where does it go? But we do lose a lot of soil when we are pulling up those plants from the year before. A lot of soil is worked up in between all those roots, so we do lose soil that way. And so I am going to be planting some lettuce seeds in here. I'm excited, but I'm going to wait till I get some more soil. I hope this was helpful to y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.